Good strong tackle came from Scurra, but it's Preston away. Bull Ants on half back line.
Out on the full, Peter.
Yes, Heaney unable to control it properly. Still down is Scurra. And good strong mark taken by Condon. Owen says he pushed me this time. The umpire doesn't agree. So Condon, who in the paper was named at full forward for Port Melbourne, is lined up at centre half forward, directly in front, 25 metres out. So should bring up the first major of the afternoon. Through it goes. The Borough get a goal at the 2-minute mark through Damien Condon. Beaten on this occasion by Heaney. Centre wing for Preston. Oh, he wants to play on if possible here, Watt. Heaney, good running from centre half back. He's at half forward. Plowman, 40 metres out. It's their first. Well, it was Plowman that capped it off at the 23.5-minute mark, but the work up ground came from Simon Heaney.
A lucky bounce, chips it to Watt. Good control, feeds it off to Dunbar, who's been very busy, looking for Shaw. He's in front, good grab, tries to feed it out. And he has now to Seno. Oh, but intercepted, but only momentarily. A lot of physical clashes down there. And Bull Ants get the free.
Would you agree, Ross, that they're playing reasonably well, Preston?
I would.
I think they've picked up the tempo in the last 10 minutes. I thought the initial 15 minutes was quite poor, to term it mildly. I thought they lacked a bit of zest and a little bit of oomph, to be perfectly candid.
Yeah. Well, there you go, Sam. We don't agree on that one.
No, I agree we've picked up, and there's the second major.
Second to Andrew Plowman.
But that first 10 or 15 minutes was woeful. The defence was inept. The runners had hardly a possession.
The beauty of the game. Percy getting it down. Here he is again. Bounces for his teammate in Hunt. Seno been busy on half forward. Some shepherding from Dunbar. Seno on the left foot. Oh, there's another one. 3 goals in 6.5 minutes. See Preston now within 4 points. Hunt again. Caught by Foley, who wrestles it off him. Condon. Wastes no time. The running player is Hicks. First possession, a goal.
Well, the prompt reply took a matter of seconds, and what excellent play from Condon. And it's good to see he's developed another footballing trait called unselfishness.
Half forward. You heard the umpire. It was a 50-50. 3-on-1 here. Preston have the numbers. Dunbar taking it coolly, and he caps it off. Well, they always had them outnumbered there. And Dunbar kicks his first goal. And after 15-20 minutes of, almost as if they'd been bitten by a tsetse fly or something. Lassitude, I suppose the word would be.
Yes.
Shaw says, go long to me. It wobbles off the side of the boot. Might bounce through to Shaw. No, it's Jordan who shepherds the ball down for Watt. And that's a great start from the Bull Ants. They've hit the front. Wasn't interested 2 weeks ago, was he? Kicked 19.
Oh, the opposition not as good as this one. Yorgi. Seno. Lumachisi. And they increase their lead. Good work by the Preston forwards. And lovely goal by Joe Lumachisi.
He'd had a brilliant year.
But when sides managed to negate him, Preston lost a lot of impetus.
Yorgi to half forward. Hicks against 2. Tries to tap on. Clever play from Hicks, and it's gone off to Condon.
He does every game, Peter. He does a couple of brilliant things, doesn't he, Ashley Hicks? That was a fine bit of play, quick thinking, athletic.
Knew he was outnumbered in that marking duel, so just tried to knock it to the ground. And then worked a bit of magic. 10th possession for Condon. He's going for that third goal. Good kick into the breeze. 3 straight for Damien Condon, and they needed that one, the Boroughs. The difference now is 2 points, as it was at, or no, it was 4 points, in fact, to Port at quarter time.
I think the way...
Apologise straight away.
Yeah, I would have too, with the umpire bearing down.
Barley forward.
It just shows what
the
sort of
back,
bloke
Hicks.
you are. Only apologise if the umpire's around.
Oh, Vary! He's proving a handful.
He's got a superb pair of hands, Ross, as we mentioned earlier.
We'll concentrate on the footy, Sam.
He's got a touch of class about him, Frankie Vary.
That's your line there.
I watched him, as I mentioned earlier, 2 weeks ago against the reserves, and he's a good mover.
Used to sing in a pop group, didn't he, Sam?
I don't know about that, Ross. I'm more interested in what he can do out here, but if pop singing helps his goal kicking, well...
Number 2 for Frank Vary.
I tend to agree with you, Phil. I think this game's going to just seesaw from end to end. I don't think the margin at the end of the day is going to be...
Knocked forward by Hocking. Yorgie, clever play to Foley. Player calling for it on his own out there. There's one in the pocket as well, Hicks. Oh, good goal. Oh, well, you'd have to say the right option was picked there. I think it was Harkins out on one side and Hicks on this side. Went for Hicks and he threaded it through. Second goal.
Couldn't have been... And a good decision too by the umpire.
See that the knee came in there. Really hard to penalise someone for that. Condon, brilliant! Found its objective, not in the way he would have liked, but it was the blind turn, the spin move in the square that gave him the goal. And they've gone to a 15-point lead now, Port Melbourne. Condon kicks his 4th. Pritchard. Here's Owen. Senna. Long drive from Lawson. Here's Shaw. Must get his first. Well, it came up at the 19-minute mark of the second term. And a much-needed goal for Preston. Jamie Shaw gets his 31st for the year.
Yeah, I agree, Phil. He's not the Jamie Shaw of old. I just watched him go for this marking contest and watching coming from the side. Almost, you know, not totally committed. Look, that Jamie Shaw of last year would have been up on the guy's shoulders, but...
I think this is the main difference between the two sides at the moment, Sam. The Preston forward line's not operating as efficiently as the Port Melbourne side. Generally in the midfield, I don't think there's much separating the sides.
No, I agree.
Right underneath the ball. He's looking out of form, Chris Owen. Nicolo. Watt. 45 out. Goes home. Beautiful goal. John Watt gets his second of the quarter, and there's just a goal in it now. We've played 22 minutes.
Just for a minute there, I thought he wasn't going to steady sufficiently, but he backed himself on the left foot. He's a very skilled player, John Watt. Played some very good games, one of that fast-running fleet, part of the fast-running fleet, and that's an excellent left-foot goal.
I was just saying earlier, Phil, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to give Shaw, take him out the centre half, or even give him a run the ball for 5 minutes to get a little bit more involvement.
A lot of mistakes being made here. Heaney. Oh, that's terrible from Yorgie. He brought Pritchard down in a very uncompromising manner. It certainly was high.
Well, there's no question about that. But what a comedy of mistakes which led to this. Oh, I think he might have been just fortunate to escape with just a free kick there, watching it on replay.
Stepping in, just have it clear, man. Bouncing him there.
Well, they can't say they haven't been told. Rice. Off the boot, it was touched. Heaney told to go for them by Owen. Good goal. Well, that's a bit of value being in the right place at the right time, but also some teaming from talking from a teammate. And Heaney, the half-backman, has kicked his first goal. The difference is a point.
And what an excellent player Heaney's been. Been a superb competitor. Positioned himself in exactly the right position. Summed up the situation well and formed part of that wall. Great play, Phil.
I would have heard the call of...
Harkins gets away. Now, who's his target? Not much to kick to, but doesn't matter. So scores are all tied up here. 61 apiece, half-time at Northport.
And the goal kickers, And we've, 3 weeks ago had a game in which scores were level at half-time involving Port Melbourne. That was down at Willie, and Willie did it all in the second half. I think this one might, as we've suggested from the start, keep on nip and tuck affair, with the goal kickers for Port being Condon, 4, Hicks and Vari 2 apiece.
Changes being made.
High one from Pritchard.
If in fact any I can detect.
Foley getting it through to Condon. Cut out pass to Hicks, who then knocks it on. Right. Condon's followed down. There's the first goal of the term. Condon's 5th of the match.
Well, he has been the difference between the two sides, Condon, kicking 5 goals out of his team's tally of 10.
Smothered, but rebounds nicely for him. Second chance into the middle. Pritchard, the big fellow, thumps it forward, 1-on-1. Vari, oh, good mark.
He's playing well.
Gee, you wouldn't think he was a key forward, would you?
No, he hasn't got the inches, but he's deceptive, Frankie Vari. He's got good body strength, and he's well balanced, and he's got a good pair of hands.
7th mark to Frank Vari, 2 goals, possibly 3 coming up, 30 metres out, straight in front. No doubt about that. Spliced the uprights, and 7 and 6 makes 13. Nice little lead to Port Melbourne. Lumachese over his head, back to Heaney from Seno. Breaks it, uses his pace, one bounce inside the 50, and chooses to pass to Brown. Oh, they've mucked it up, or so Brown has at least.
Should have gone for the mark.
And Dermott relieves the pressure, only momentarily. Nicolo, tackled, clear, Lumachese. And he makes no mistake for the Bullants.
Yeah, they'll fortunately get away with that, Preston.
Well, it's
Terrible. He's got a terrible attack of the fumbles, Nicolo, hasn't he? He takes his eye off the ball at the crucial
not as smooth
moment.
as he was last year, Sammy. He seemed to have a bit of pace. He was a smooth running player. He got the ball. Lumachese makes up for what was certainly a comedy of errors. Really, as we see, there's not a lot in the game again, and I'd be disappointed if I was one of the Preston running players that the forward line is still not taking a hold of the game.
Well, that was the first goal for Preston in the term, coming up at the 10-minute mark. Pritchard down there for Harkins. Heatherton. Vari back on the line. Yes! 8th mark for Frank Vari. Over the top of Pat Pritchard. The ball came down so quickly, it touched 3 pairs of hands before getting to Vari, all of them Port Melbourne players. And Pritchard had no answer, the fullback.
He's been outsmarted, Peter, once again. Then all he had to do was step back into Vari, who's not a tall man, and just hit him with the backside and the shoulder and pushed him off balance, but he stood a yard short.
Opens up the angle, Vari, and puts it through. Frank Vari kicks his 4th, so they've got 2 focal points at full forward and centre half. Condon's kicked 5 up the ground a bit, and Vari has got his 4 goals from pretty close range.
See it there on screen. Pritchard just out of position, really. In a situation like that, you must get your body against the player to pressure him. Being right on the goal line. Oh, you know, I don't know. That's just ordinary play, I think.
And what the replay didn't show, Phil, was a superb play of Harkins in the centre, holding the ball up for the running Heatherton.
Free kicks paid for tripping. Players should be getting their bodies in onto the player.
Scurra. He's static on the forward line at the moment. Condon's led towards the flank. Scurra, I think, might go for Vari. They're all coming back on him, and over the top, it's Wright. Judged that beautifully, floating in from the side. Peter Wright. The spy catcher, looking to grab his first goal of the day. Some people got it, Sam. Through it goes, halfway through the 3rd term, and Port Melbourne have certainly had the better of it.
Look at that pace and skill to weave his way through those Port players. Sends a good pass over to Charashu. Now to Heaney. He likes to run with the ball, but he's lost it in the bounce. Gets it back to Lawson, who still followed the play up. Over to Nicolo. Can he break through the strength? Now gives it to Seno. Goal coming up. And that's well played by Preston from half-back.
It was an excellent passage of play, Ross. They really controlled the ball well from the half-back line. Series of hand passes, and the most prominent thing about that exercise was the fact that they had runners and options all the way into goal.
I think, Sam, it's their best mode of attack. They're not getting anything out of their key forwards. They need to run the ball through the middle, carry it with hands. We see there, good handball from Nicolo. Seno, a good kick. They're the sort of players that must take hold of the game in the middle area and keep possession and run.
That's why I said earlier, their forward strategies is all wrong. You know, looking for Shaw, I tend to bypass him and run the ball into the forward line.
Straight to Harkins. Open spaces on half forward for Port. Heatherton runs towards the ball with Wright. If he can get it down there to Vary.
It's a free kick to Wright over the shoulder. Well spotted by the umpire.
Speaking of spotting, just as he takes his kick, Shaw's moved out to centre half forward and Jordan back to full forward.
Well, that's a good move.
Peter Wright. Kicks from 45 metres. Not a bad effort. 2 goals from Peter Wright in this term. Yes, it is a goal, Peter. And that was a good one. It's opened that gap up again.
Hand pass down the line. Lawson back to Lumachisi. Oh, and he's got one high. Advantage paid. Dunbar. Up toward Jordan. Has the move worked? Yes! A typical Neil Jordan mark.
Well, we've seen him on a number of occasions using his body so well, and that was another example of it. Just held out Fitzpatrick. Here we see it on replay. And always got the ability to do something a little bit unorthodox.
Difficult part coming up, Sam. 4 points, 4 behind so far to Neil Jordan.
50 moves against you.
Well, now he must kick a goal.
Well, I've seen stranger things occur in football, but surely this is not going to be one of them, is it?
There'll be 10
I don't know if I'd seen anything stranger than him missing there, Sam.
All clear.
He hasn't. Neil Jordan's first goal, so 1-4 to the Bulland captain, and the difference back to 14 points in favour of Port Melbourne.
Hands from Lumachisi in front of the pack. Heatherton handballs to Foley. Puts pressure on Larkin. Good handball out in front of Scurra. Oh, good vision. He spots the lead from Vary, and it's a beautiful delivery to the chest of the full forward. Scurra, Sean Scurra, impresses me.
Yes, in both the previous goals, he was the link player on both occasions, Peter. Delivered the ball effectively into the forward line.
Vary from 40.
Oh.
Gee, they answer those Preston goals quickly, and it's again a 20-point lead for Port Melbourne. Vary's kicked 3 goals in this quarter, 5 for the match. Third or fourth?
Fourth possession.
Well, it doesn't matter. Shaw's only got 1 goal. That's the job for Dermott. Here's Pritchard, who always kicks the ball a long way. Right. Roving from Condon. And just got some last-minute pressure from Plowman. Oh, it's a goal, though.
Yes.
Condon has kicked his 6th. And they go to a 26-point lead now, Port Melbourne. We're approaching time on in the term.
Good punch away by Hocking. Wright recovers. Hasn't got the physical strength to break clear. Scurra's got the fumble. Side bump on him. In comes Seno. Now he's got it. Well played, Dino Seno. Nowhere to go. Fortunately, saved by the siren. And the lead is 26 points to Port Melbourne. 9-81.
And just looking at the goal kickers up until 3-quarter time, a great quarter from the Port Melbourne side, considering the fact that scores were level at half-time. For Port, the multiple goal kickers, Condon, who has 6, 5 from Vary, and they came in that term. 3 of them did. Hicks has 2 goals and Wright has 2, kicked in that quarter. While for Preston, their multiple goal kickers are Watt with 2. Heaney has just got the single. 2 goals to Seno. Joe Lumachisi also has 2. It's a 27-point lead for Port Melbourne at 3-quarter time. So a pretty happy crowd. From the huddle, the man that breaks first is Heaney. Well, they're really playing for their survival here, the Bull Ants. I think if they lose this one, they can kiss the finals goodbye. As Fitzpatrick taps down for Harkins, who couldn't hold it. And a free kick for Brown. Advantage paid. This is Lumachisi. He ignores Jordan and goes for home. Why not? Joe Lumachese kicks his third goal, first of the term, and the difference is 22 points.
Seno on the wrong foot. Loose ball. Jordan a chance. Oh, Nick gets a lovely bounce. Tried to find Owen, but didn't. Now Valkanis is a left footer, lines him up. Just wide, I fear. No, well.
Just scraped in.
Makes it very interesting. Donny Valkanis moved from defence into attack. Kicks his first goal and gives Preston a little bit of hope. Corder to Pritchard. Good pressure by the full forward Vari. Oh, Owen's got the fumbles. He's had a bad day. The Fothergill round medal winner. Over to Bailey. Loose men everywhere. One of them is Vari. Kick 5.
Gee, bad error by Preston there. Every opportunity to set up a good forward move.
Thank you.
Owen just not getting hold of the ball at a critical moment.
Well, I just showed you. I'll leave those on time. I'll go right here.
Now Frank Vari has 5. Next to his name, 3 in the third quarter.
And can you take him out from the side, please, Paul?
He's not a long kick. But he's standing now inside the 50. He should be able to get number 6. And he has 6 goals to the new full forward for the Boroughs, Frank Vari. Skill, centering kick, Heatherton. Got underneath it. Brilliant roving by Larkin, splices the middle, runs into goal and puts it through.
Well, that is the Sheila Ross.
Pretty quickly. Bailey's handball only as far as Owen. Hogarth, handball to Scurra. Here's Bailey. Oh, there's heaps of options up forward. Harkins from 40 metres. Oh, almost the right mark. Over the head. Oh, yes.
Well done, Peter Wright.
Doug Wade, eat your heart out. As Wright definitely puts the nail in the Preston coffin. We've played 17 minutes and Peter Wright kicks his third goal and it sends the Port fans into
Frenzy.
Delighted frenzy even.
Delighted.
It never looked like being going out of Condon's hands. 22 possessions, 11 marks to Condon. This for number 7. He's hooked it. Oh, fine mark, Peter Wright. Will he play on? Says
Right,
no.
10 minutes away now, mate. He hasn't got it. 10 minutes away.
Anyway.
Come on, keep going. Take one step back and you're there. That's it. You reckon? Don't move forward unless I say.
Peter Wright from the angle, and he's put it through. How about that? Number 4 to Peter Wright.
Shaw's back on the ground. He's led. Brown over Lumachese's head. And the tap down there from McCormack to Fitzpatrick. And Port out of danger yet again. Here's Hicks. He can go for a gallop here. He's got 70 metres in front of him. Gets some great shepherding too from Condon. Hicks inside the 50-metre semicircle. Out comes Vari to spoil. The roving is with Harkins. Bailey caught high. And it was desperation from Preston. They had to stop him in whatever manner because the ball came down so quickly. And it will be the youngster, Justin Bailey, to go for his first goal from about 8 metres. We approach time on. Port Melbourne have done it very well. Scores will level at half-time. They led by 27 points at three-quarter time. And a little flurry from Preston was snuffed out after about 6 or 7 minutes in this last term. And they extend the lead through Bailey. 44-point leaders are the Boroughs. Well, there's been, I think, more free kicks given in this match than we've seen for the season. What a contrast with the umpiring from last week when it was really let go. Wright pushed off the ball. Pritchard gives away the free.
No, he was waiting at the back. Frank Vari, unattended, took the easiest of marks on his chest.
Oh, right, the mark paid.
Just let the umpire know that, in fact, no one had touched it. Held his ground.
Well, it was a good piece of shepherding for Vari by the Preston players on that occasion.
Indeed.
Well, Frank Vari, another chance to kick his 7th goal. No mistake, and they're really rubbing salt into the Preston wounds now. And Port keep themselves in touch with the top 5. They'll now be just 2 games out after this win, remembering though that the other teams have to play tomorrow. Defensive 50-metre semicircle. Heaney from the middle. Nowhere to go really for them at the moment. Nowhere to go for the rest of the day. They've lost the match by 50 points, Preston. Port Melbourne, clean winners. Scores will level at half-time, and Brett Yorgie is a very happy man, the captain, coach number 10. Shakes Condon's hand. He kicked 6 today. Leading goal kicker was Frank Vari, and our A&A man of the match for this afternoon, Jeff Pritchard, number 6, the ruckman. I thought Percy did well in the first part of the last term, but then Pritchard again took over, and he's got skills around the ground, the big man, number 6. So hopefully Ross Booth will be talking with him shortly. But this Borough team are very committed. They play for one another, and when they get back to full strength, they're certainly going to be giving their fans some thrills this season. Goal kickers, apart from Vari with 7 and Condon 6, Wright kicked 4 in his debut, so pleasing performance from him. The blonde head there in the middle of that group, and I think they're already singing the song. Other multiple goal scorers, Hicks with 2, same goes for Goldie, while for Preston, 3 goals from Joe Lumachisi, 2 to Seno and Watt, also Plowman, while just 1 goal kicked by Jordan, and the same went for Jamie Shaw today. Ross Booth has our man of the match.
Well, Jeff Pritchard, the man of the match, a big ruckman. He's a member of the VFA state team, and a fantastic game, Jeff.
Yeah, it makes a difference when we win, that's the main thing. So, about time too.
Well, you've been playing your part, tapping the ball out all day.
Yeah, but it's a team game, and finally we'll put it together.
And you're looking forward to the state carnival, or down in Tasmania, Division 2 final?
Yeah, it should be good. Never played anything like that before. Hopefully we can do well in that too.
Well done. I think you'll play a very big part in it. Well done.
Yeah, okay.
And here we have Mr. Thorne from A&A to present the cup.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
And congratulations on behalf of A&A. We enter the cup, and I know that you'll be quite good, because you did say that you were playing for a while with Collingwood. So I'm quite sure that you would learn quite a bit there.
Yep.
And congratulations.
Okay. Well done, Peter. Jeff Pritchard, the winner of the A&A man of the match.
And deservedly so. We've seen him play very well all the matches we've watched Port in this season, and today he's capped it off with a fine performance.
He may as well stay in the side.
Well, we're speculating. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Captain, coach, Brett Yorgie is with Ross Booth.
Here we go. Brett Yorgie, don't worry about the buckets of water. Very good win today. Who decided to play Frank Vari at full forward?
Oh, Frank played a seconds game of full forward a couple of weeks ago against Williamstown. And kicked about 8 goals like that, so he's...
Welcome to Port Melbourne.
Yeah.
Anyway, Frankie Vari, a top game, 7 goals.
Played really well,
forward.
yeah. We saw him play a couple of weeks ago and we knew he could do it, so and he really proved us right.
Condon playing well at centre half forward,
Yeah,
best game.
played well, yeah. I think everyone played well,
And yourself back in defence, you're more happy there?
Yeah, I think I needed a run, I need to get a bit of run in my legs, which I haven't had for about 3 or 4 weeks now, so it was good for me to get a bit of run too, yeah.
Okay, well done,
good.
Brett. Let's get out of here before you get
I
blown
know.
up. Well, Brett Yorgie, very happy captain coach of Port Melbourne.
Thanks, Ross Booth, our correspondent in Beirut. Well, a 50-point win today for Port Melbourne, and they've got something to look forward to. And we've had a very pleasant day down here at Port, as per usual. Looked after.
Yes.
The weather is just fantastic, isn't it?
But what else,
Scones were
Preston?
great, and can I just say too, I picked up that bet from last week from Con, the man from the
you did?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Called in last night. I think it was a Tia Maria and champagne. Very nice, Con.
He's got another interview. You've earned your money today, Ross.
Well, I've got with me the former amateur player and the Footscray North Melbourne Reserves, Peter Wright. Good game, 4 goals, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Took a while to settle in. You got your hands on a lot of marks.
Yeah, it takes you a while to sort of get used to the pace of it. I was running around in circles the first half, but the boys sort of settled down. We went away with it the second half. It's pretty good.
Yeah, so you and Vari make a good combination up there. Well done on your first game, Peter, in
Thanks a lot.
VFA. Terrific.
No worries.
Peter Wright, forward for Port Melbourne.
I wonder how his book's selling, Spycatcher. Here we are with tomorrow's matches. Camberwell at home to Paran, Coburg at home to Frankston, while Dandenong have Brunswick as their guests. Sandringham down there at the Bayside Ground against Oakley. Sunshine at home against Springvale, and Williamstown at home to Werribee.
And
Box Hill the bye.
And the rumour is that Michael Turner might pull the boots on for Werribee tomorrow down at Williamstown, so that'll be one to watch.
Yes, apparently wasn't too happy with the performance of the boys last week.
No, he wasn't, and that would be a bit of a sensation if he came out of retirement to
Big
play.
crowd, I think, for that game, won't there?
Indeed.
Being over there, the other side of the river. And next week, there's going to be a big crowd here at the Northport Ground for Coburg against Williamstown. The replay of last year's grand final. It's taken until round 8 to happen, and both sides are in tip-top form. It's the battle for top spot on the ladder, and you were talking about that earlier.
Premiership
top spot.
favouritism.
I think he really wants that top spot.
Well, it's a 5 now, so you want to be on the top.
Okay, well, we look forward to your company again next. We'll find out, Sam, next Saturday. Hope you've enjoyed it today. Goodbye.